Hello and welcome to Iceman channel. Today you're gonna see me figuring shit out. I got curious of the Flipper Zero's Cedar project and the SAM and all the fadoos about it. So let's jump right into it and I will show you what I've been fiddling with. It all started with the Flipper Zero's Cedar project and Nod. The Nod is that's a hardware with 2 SIM modules on it. The Cedar project is an app inside of here, and the HID SAM is what triggers it all. So this little thingy there is a secure element, secure access module, which enables you to talk to HID credentials like iClass SE, Desfires, iClass Picopass, the legacy ones. I got proxy as well, I guess, but we don't have CIOs, so no, ignore that one. Now, the Flipper and all is cool, but I have no really use for it, because when I use it I want to really fiddle with things. I want to do things properly with access and look at data, and I can't really do that with this easy way. So I was thinking the Proxmark RDV4, if you open it up, it also has a SIM module. Now I was like, what if I squeeze in a SAM into here and I make things happen and I figure things out? Well, that was just the start of my problems, because the Nord has an open edge here, slide for the slots, whilst the Proxmark has a nice little bender metal thing above it. You can force it in there, but it's not recommendable. So what I did instead was adding the extender, the SIM card extender thing, that goes to a full size. And then I'm actually just adding the SAM onto a bigger board, and I can enter it like that. Let's see if I can make it zoom out a little bit. Here you go. Yeah, that's better. So that was just the beginning of my problems. Turned out when we started looking at this little SIM module here and the SAM, it talks ISO 7816. Protocol T0, protocol T1. And when you start fiddling with that one in the Proxmark, it turned out not to support that very well. Let me show you. If we head over here, oops, nope, there you go. Go into the Proxmark, and I would need to actually just, put in power into this one in order to make it easier. Here we go. Thank you. I could go for smart and info, and I will see and talk to the Proxmark, to the HID SAM that's in there right now. However, when we start out with this, the Proxmark SIM module didn't answer to all the commands what I was looking into. It didn't work very well. It turns out that we look into the assembly code for that module that's on there, and looked at some other reversing examples of it, and it was a bad implementation of ISO 7816 T0 protocol. I tried to reach out to Sentinel and talk to him about it, and he's a little bit busy with things, and Gentle Kiwi came to the rescue and made a C project. Instead of having an assembly, he started making a C project, and we worked on it a little bit, and we made it work, so it turned out better. And I broke a whole heap of number of these SIM modules for Proxmark than I've ever done in my own lifetime for Proxmarks. And but we made it work, so that's a non-issue. So now you can actually upgrade it, and if you look into status, you can see that the latest version of this is 4.42, and that's the one you should do. If you don't know what to do, you should upgrade it. You run this command to upgrade it, and then you have the final things that you should do, and that's good. Now with that in place, and we can talk to the SIM, the HID SAM that's there over the SIM module, the next step was of course to figuring out what is it that the SAM does. And that meant that I had to go into the Flipper Cedar project and not reversing, but looking at how that worked, and then printing out the actual communications that went to the SAM and backwards. And from there, you start looking at a whole heap of data, raw bytes, and man, does HID add layers and layers of encoding on top of encodings. So that was fun. Luckily, I've been spending too many hours looking at bytes in the RFID hacking world. So after a while, I was like, hey, I recognize what's going on. So they're sending in the whole communications between them. All right, cool. I can do that. Next step was actually to improve the Proxmark firmware, the code that's executed on the device itself. And in order to make it talk to the SAM over a SIM module and talking to the card at the same time, because that's what you need. You need to talk to me at the same time with a credential. That is not so easy. One of the problems with that is memory, and the biggest issue is clocks. The internal clocks that we use on that ARM chip. We have 3 clocks and we use 2 of them always in combination with things. So that was an interesting way. Luckily enough, for 7816 when on layer 4, it doesn't care too much about timing, so that's good. And I did that, and then implemented some into the commands. So let me show you how it looks like. I have here a normal iClass credential. I need some space. I'm going to make it like this. Between there and there, and let me see you. Let's see. So if I type iClass information, it doesn't like it there. I move a little bit. Here we go. This is a normal legacy card that you see here. If I were to read this like we normally do, no save. No, okay. Key 0, no save. No save now? Okay, fine. You can see that it has a credential and it's dumped all of it here. That's cool, but I want to use the SAM. This is how we talk to the card normally. And I implemented an own command called iClass SAM. Kind of simple, has verbose output, and no other things extra, because we don't need keys, we don't need to tell it about blocks, anything like that. So I did that. When you do that, it takes a little bit of time, because it takes a longer time to do this. And it does extract the PAX data that's on the card, the pattern bin, that is the leading 0 or leading byte PAX format. Here's the raw binary version of it, and this is the hex implementation of it. I added up a vegan decoder that will have other things, so you can decode this card to facility code 203 and card serial number 30,146. And if we look at the card, you can actually see 3146 up there. So that's cool. Now, the Cedar project doesn't just read out the PAX, because that's what it's, everybody can read out that, kind of obviously if you have keys. So this is just for the Pico Pass. So I thought, maybe, everybody's talking about the downgrade attacks. Downgrade attacks, it just means if your reader is multi-tenant or multi-class, has several technologies enabled, you can swap to a less secure version of that technology, given that you have a PAX data, which we're now extracted. Now, in order to do that, you can take it to an HID prox and a low frequency card, and my for classic card maybe, or maybe even another iClass legacy or a Pico Pass. And then you go like, how do you do that? Well, it turns out that I added all those stuff as well slowly, because I added the verbose format in order to see more. Let's go for that. And now you see it does the same thing as before, but it also adds the different ways to downgrade. So if I want to downgrade this credential to a T5577 card, I would run this command here. So if I swap this one out against a T55 card that I have here, happen to have, and I'll make sure that it's wiped, and then I run this, and I do an RFID reader as the hint says, and it decodes it exactly up there. Now that's not fun enough, so you want to do that against a genuine reader. So enter the, you know, I'm gonna zoom up even more, the RTA door simulator things. So if I do this, let's see if you can see that. Maybe you can't. You see that it works. Well, maybe you can't. It's in decode mode. All right, whatever. But yes, so voila, downgrade number 1. That's not good enough for me. Let's see the second one then. We have that one, and the next one is actually, if you look at it here, downgrade to MyFair Classic. This is also what the CD can do. And there was a script made by Mixon some years ago, 2 years ago, about making the MyFair Classic emulator on the Proxmark. And it's this commands here. So if you take those and paste it in, like just copy and paste. Hopefully doesn't go bananas on me. Something's going bananas. I don't know what. Yeah. Let's do that again. All right, that's this HFMF sim 1K. Because that's what we're doing, interactive. And now the Proxmark is in simulation mode, and if I do that, it will simulate on MyFair Classic, and it works. That's the second. If you just want to write back to a normal MyFair Classic or Gen 1A or whatever magic card you want to do, just do that instead. Now the third of option we were looking at here, we cleared it, was how to clone this onto a another PicoPass. So yes, let's do this. We're gonna run the SAM command again. Oh, not like that. Not like that. With a verbose flag. All right. So the last option is here to run it with encode with binary bits there. So if I put on an empty class dump key 0, if I take an empty, oops, here you go. This is an empty PicoPass. If I run this onto it, it writes all the data, and if I present that to the door simulator, it all works. So yeah, that is how you run, you know, the Cedars and Node products SAM and doing the same things, but on a Proxmark. And now I have access to all the debug logs and traces and the way I want to do it. And I can test and verify that it works, and yeah, actually figure out some bugs, because apparently there was a bug in the binary parameter for the LFHID clone command right now, so I pushed a fix for that one as well. And yeah, seemed to be something with the MyFair Classic there. Well, I have to look into why and what that is, of course. But yeah, I think it's kind of, you know, awesome. Yep. Let me just go back one more time, because I didn't do it. Remember, we said this right there. Let's dump that credential one time again. You see that now has this, and it was the same credential, and now it has this encoded on it. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Yes, it is very cool. Yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think about it. I have not released this functionality yet. Maybe I should add Desfire reading of SIOs and COs. I think the Cedar project does that. They read COs tags and yeah, HID Desfire encoded with credentials on them as well. I'm gonna look into that one as well, but yeah, let's see. The hardest part you're gonna get before we start things is actually the SAM thing here. Turns out that the sellers where you can buy this from has put it on back orders, so you can't buy them anymore. I wonder why, because nothing is broken, it's nothing that's not there that isn't supposed to be doing in the way that isn't known before. It just does what it should do. But yeah, maybe you, if you're into this, if you're into pen testing, red teaming, make sure that you get hold of your SAMs while you can. Apparently it's coming a new one out as well, so while this lasts, enjoy the fun. Have a good one.